Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to the new video on InfinityQ quantitative aptitude. So, in today's video, we are going to discuss about sample questions of quantitative aptitude. It's very easiest concept, and we will see. And when you see the InfinityQ pattern, quantitative aptitude questions, they're asking around 10 questions and they're giving you around 15 minutes of time. So many people think that the time is more sufficient to answer these questions, but trust me, you will have around 1.3 minutes, 1.30 minutes for every question, which is nearly equal to 90 seconds. So in this 90 seconds, you will have around 30 seconds to read the question. So remaining 60 seconds, you need to perform the calculation part or formulas or techniques, whatever you have learned. So don't imagine there is a lot of time. You have a sufficient time, but you have to improve your speed. Please practice the question to complete within 1 minute, and if you have done any mistakes, you will have a time to rectify it. Okay, so in today's session we will discuss around 10 questions with a shortcut methods and few conceptual approaches methods. So without any delay, let's get started. So look at the first question. A dishonest dealer professes to sell his goods at the cost price, but uses a weight of 800 grams instead of 1 kg. Find his real gain percentage. What is his profit in terms of weight? He is selling 800 grams instead of 1 kg. So he has obtained 200 grams profit. Next, the profit or loss always calculated on the cost price. We know all know that, right? So when coming to the this dishonest less weights more weights basic problems, you have to compare the profit with what is the goods sold. So what is the total sold quantity, which is nothing but 800 grams, right? So in denominator you have to place 800 grams into 100 will gives you the percentage, right? So zeros got cancelled, 2 got cancelled here 4 times, and 1 by 4th we all know that it is 25%. So our required answer is option E. So remember, for the dishonest type of problems, profit divided by sold quantity in the denominator, it's must. Look at this question. Out of 7 consonants and 4 vowels, how many words of 3 consonants and 2 vowels can be selected? So just look at here guys. 3 consonants and 2 vowels means you have to create 5 letter word, right? And we all know that when you are making the words, arrangements is the concept, and when you are selecting 3 consonant 2 vowels, it is a selection. So here we have a combination of selection as well as arrangement. But so many people do a mistake like they will start with permutations. But don't start with permutation for this problem. Why? Because the number of elements were different, and after selecting the things you have to arrange them. For example, if you do 7p3, you are arranging 3 elements within themselves only. You are not giving the 3 consonants total entire 5 places. So don't use these type for this type of problems permutations. Just first use combination and use arrangement formula. So whenever the number of selections are different, like 3 consonant, 2 vowels, I am suggesting you go with combinations first, then arrange them. So you have to select 3 consonants from 7 consonants. So 7C3 is my required output. And which is nothing but whenever they are saying and, you have to replace with multiplication. And next, 2 vowels. There are total 4 vowels, you have to select 2 vowels. Then what is will be the answer? 7 into 6 into 5 into up to 5 only. Why? Because 3 terms. So 5, and 3 into 2 into 1 into 4ct is nothing but 4 into 3 by 2 into 1. So 2, 2 and 3, 4 and 3 got cancelled. So we have left with 7 into 6 into 5 and 5 6 are 30 and 7 are 210. So we have selected the letters for these 5 places and we can select 210 ways. And again these 5 letters has to arrange in 5 places. Then what will be the answer? Into 5 factorial is our answer. Arranging 5 letters in 5 places is n factorial, right? So 5 factorial, that is equal to 210 into 5 factorial is nothing but 120. 210 into 120 is nothing but the unit digit zeros, so 0 0. The next digit will be 1 2 0 2. The only option which matches with my answer is option B. This is not 2, this is, yeah, okay. So option B is correct. Look at the next question. Ramesh travels 760 kilometers to his home, partly by train and partly by car. He takes 8 hours if he travels 160 kilometers by train and the rest by car. So just look at here guys, 760 kilometers is the total distance and he is traveling 160 kilometers by train, and remaining is how much? Is nothing but 600 kilometers by car. He took total of 8 hours for this first approach. He takes 12 minutes more if he travels 240 kilometers by train and the rest by car. Okay, what is the speed of the train and car? So whenever you have seen this type of little tricky and complex problems, trust me, don't create any equations based on time speed distance formula, and you will create, there is a two situations and you will create two equations and you will solve them. It will take a lot of time for you. Rather than doing those type of equations, it's better to go with options. So when which option is giving you the exact answer is your case, right? So just look at here. First, the train. The train in the first case it is traveling 160 kilometers and in second it is 600 kilometers by car, and the resultant is always an integer value. So the train must cancels the both the equations must be in the proportionate to the integers, right? So just search for which option first cancels this 160 kilometers exactly. Why? Because it will take around 2 to 3 minutes if you start solving in a regular manner. So option B, just look at here, train is 80 kilometers, so 80 kilometer per hour and 160 kilometers means it will take 2 hours time, plus what is the car speed? 100 kilometers and 600 kilometers, so 6 hours is the total time taken. So 2 hours plus 6 hours, total 8 hours, exactly the condition satisfied by this option B. So try to do this type of approaches. So I tried for multiple of 160. The only one option I have seen earlier it is 80. So I tried it and I obtained the answer. Look at the next one. The average score of boys in the examination of in a school is 71 and that of the girls is 73. The average score of the school is 71.8. The ratio of the number of boys to that of the girls that appeared in the exam. So many people think that it's a average or weighted average concept. So they will start doing with considering X and Y everything. But trust me, for this type of two group related problems, it better to go with alligation method. So what is the DERER is nothing but 73 is the total score. So this is girls, and boys is nothing but 71. If they are to combine together, the resultant average is 71.8. So this alligation rule will give you the easy ratio. So what is the difference? 71 and 70 is 0.8. So this is the girls ratio, and 73 and 71.28 is nothing but 1.2. So that implies ratio is 4 got cancelled 2 times, 4 got cancelled 3 times. Yes. So 2 is to 3. girls versus boys. But he is asking the ratio of number of boys to the girls. So answer will be 3 is to 2. Simple one, right? So no need of a lot of explanation for this. Just allegation rule. Whenever you have seen two objects or two groups are involved in a task. Just look at the next one. It is related to again the average, which is nothing but mean. The mean monthly salary paid to 75 workers in a factory is 5,680 rupees. The mean salary of 25 of them is 5,400 rupees, and that of 30 others are 5,700 rupees. The mean salary of the remaining workers. Whenever you have seen this type of problems, everyone doing the same approach, like 71 people into 5680 will you gives you the total salary, and minus 25 into 5400 minus 30 into 5700. After getting the result, whole divided by remaining members. So if you do these type of problems, if they are not provided any calculator, it will be real headache for you, right? So we will go through the conceptual approach, how we can do the average is nothing but through negative remainder. So how it will done, I will let you know. Just remember, 75 people, the mean monthly salary is 5,680 rupees. Average is nothing but equal distribution. So everyone having a same salary. So I am assuming that every person having a salary of 5680, 5680, 5680. But in that 25 people having 5400 rupees. So that for this 25 people, we are taken away from them around how much money? So here everyone become 5,400, 5,400, 5,400. Then how much amount they are less, which is nothing but 5400 and 5680 difference is 280. So for every 25 employees, for every employee of 25 members, we are making less as 280. So for total 25 people, it is 280 into 25. 25 is nothing but 100 by 4. So 4 got cancelled here 7 times. So 70 into 100, 7,000. So this is the amount we have taken away from these 25 people. Remaining 30 people having the salary of 5700, which is nothing but how much more, which is nothing but we have given to them from this 75 people only, right? So how much more is nothing but 20 rupees into 30 members, so total 600. So what is the difference? Here it is less, here it is more. So the difference is, I will represent less as minus, more as plus, which is nothing but the difference is minus 6400. This 6400 is less here. So this amount definitely you have to give for the remaining people. So this 6400 will be distributed to 20 people, 20 remaining people. So which is nothing but 20, which is nothing but 320 is the answer. So the total group will again remains constant. In order to make every group constant, what we have to do is, if you get the negative value which is less, you have to add it to the this 20 people. Again the 20 people having a 5680 as a their average mean salary, but everyone got incremented by 320 rupees. Why? Because here we have taken out those 320 rupees from these 55 people. So 560 plus 320, the answer is simply 6,000 rupees. So the average of the remaining people is option C, 6,000. So if you understand the averages concept through negative concept, it will be more easy. But you need to aware of this concept first, then only you can understand this approach, or else you have to go through the normal approach. It will take you a lot of time. So before going to start this problem, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Press the bell icon, you will get the notifications whenever we have uploaded the new videos on different company based quantitative aptitude and reasoning ability questions. So just look into the question now. A sum of 25 rupees was paid for the work which A can do it in 32 days and B in 20 days, B and C in 12 days and C in 24 days. Sorry, D in 24 days. How much did C receive if all four work together? Guys, just look at here. A alone can do it in 30 days means his share is nothing but 1 by 32 is 2. B is doing in 20 days means his share is 1 by 20. We know that that's reciprocal of the number of days will gives you the share of the wages, right? And BC together. So B alone do it in 20 days and B plus C do it in 12 days. So you have to obtain C's share in per day work, right? So D is given as 24 days, so 1 by 24. So you have to find C in how many days he will complete the work. So by using these two equations, we have to find C value. Just look at here. Through LCM method, we can do it very easily. B can do it in 20 days, B plus C can do it in 12 days, then what is the LCM of these two is nothing but 60. So I am assuming that total work is 60 units. Then in how many, in per day, how many units work done by B? So 60 units by 20, which is nothing but B will complete 3 units per day, right? And B plus C will do work in 12 days only. So 60 units work in 12 days means B plus C can complete per day work is 5 units. So B plus C can do it in 5 units per day. So B is 3 units per day, B plus C is 5 units per day. So C will be 2 units per day. So total work is 60 units and 2 units per day. So C will take total time of 30 days. This is very easiest concept, the LCM method. So the ratios of individual works per day of A, B, C is 1 by 30 is to 1 by 32 is to 1 by 20 is to 1 by 30 is to 1 by 24. The LCM of 32, 20, 30, 24 is 30, 120, 128, 480. So 480 is the LCM. So we have to convert into normal fractions to normal integers. So if you multiply with 480, we will left with the answers like 32 will get cancelled 15 times, 20 will cancel 24 times, and 30 is cancelled 16 times, and 24 cancels 20 times. So what is the share of C? 16. 16 divided by, I won't do remaining calculations. Why? Because in the options I have only one option which is a 16 multiple, that is option C. C's share is 16 units. The only option which matches with me is 16 by 3. If you want to do that, you can do it. Just look at here. 24 plus 16, the answer is 40. 40 plus 20, 60, 75. So 75, 16 by 75 into total amount is 25 rupees. So 25 get cancelled 3 times. So 16 by 23. Anything is fine. Okay, just look at here, guys. A man sold 2 steel chairs for 5,000 rupees each. On one he gains 20%, on another he loses 12%. How much he gain or lose in the whole transaction? So guys, trust me, whenever you are doing this type of problems, if they have given the cost price, the problem is damn easy. But here they has given the selling price of each share. Why? Because they sold at 500 rupees each. So for this type of problems, it will be a long process. If you search anywhere about this problem, you will see around 6 to 7 lines of calculation part, and you won't get any simple calculative parts, right? So in order to avoid that, I am doing simple shortcut method here. So follow that. Remember, guys, he gains 20% means what is the selling price of first object is nothing but 120, right? 120%. Selling price is nothing but cost price plus profit. So cost price is always 100% and selling price is profit is 20%. So selling price will be 120%. What is the selling price of second object? Which is nothing but he loses 12%. So cost price minus loss, which is nothing but 100 minus 12, 88%. So in first case, it is selling price 1, it is 120%, selling price 2 is 88%, but both are same according to the question, 500 each. But don't try to solve this problem with 500. Why? Because it won't be the multiple of 120 or 88, so that it will give you the multiple fractions and you may end up with messy calculation part. So I am suggesting you guys, remember, whenever you are finding the percentages, the number not required. Why? Because number won't change the percentage remains constant for every number if the situation is same. I am taking the selling price as the multiple of 120 as well as 88, which is nothing but LCM of 120 and 88. So what you have to do is simply gain is 20 means 120, loss is 12 means 88. What is the LCM of 120 and 88? Simply the answer is 1320. Why? Because it is a 120 into 11. 120 is a 8 multiple, 88 is a 8 multiple, but only co-prime is 11 here. So 11 into 120 is nothing but 1320. Simple. LCM, finding LCM is damn easy. So this is the selling price of each object or each article, each child. So tell me now, what is the cost price? The selling price is 120 and it is 1320. Then cost price will be 1320 divided by 120 into 100. So 0 got cancelled, 12 got cancelled here 11 times. So CP1 is equal to 1100. And what about CP2? Which is nothing but 88%. Selling price equal to 1320. So cost price is 1320 divided by 88 into 100. So simply 11 got cancelled 8 times, 11 got cancelled around 120 times, and 4 got cancelled here 30 times, 2 times, 15 times. So answer is 1500. 1500 is the cost price 2. So cost price 1 is 1500, cost price 1 is 1100, cost price 2 is 1500. The total cost or investment is 2600 rupees. Then what is the selling price of the two objects? One is 1320, for both is 2640. So what is the additional amount you have obtained? 40 rupees. 40 rupees by 2600, cost price into 100 will gives you the profit percentage. Why? Because it's here profit. So option D got eliminated, B got eliminated. And just look at here guys, 40 is not 20%, 2% of 26. Why? Because if you take 2 times, it will be 52, right? So option C also got eliminated. We have left with option A. You can do it very easily. 26 one time. So remainder is 14. So 14 is nothing but half of the 26 nearly. So 1.5. 1.5%, sorry, profit. So B is the correct answer, not A. I thought it was profit. So finally we got 1.5% profit. So option B is correct. Okay, just look at the next question. Two same glasses are respectively 1/4 and 1/5 full of the milk. They are then filled with water and contents mix in a tumbler. The ratio of the milk and water in the tumbler is. So look at the solution. Whenever you are seeing the same glasses, it's very easy. In container 1, milk is 1/4. In container 2, milk is 1/5. If the quantity of the both are same, then try to make the quantity equal. For example, for every 4 parts, it is 1 part. For every 5 parts, 1 part is milk here. So try to equalize the denominator. I am multiplying with 5 here, so 5/20. I am multiplying with 4 here, so 4 by 20. So this is also 20 capacity, this is also 20 capacity, but here we have 5 liters of milk, here we have 4 liters of milk. So if you mix this both, how many liters of milk will be there? For example, I am assuming in terms of liters. So 9. So total is 40 if you add them. But out of 49 parts are milk means remaining 31 parts are water. So simple one, option B is correct. So simple thing, you have to equalize the denominator and add the numerator and subtract from the denominator sum. Just look at here guys. A, comma B and C can do a piece of work in 24 days, 30 and 40 days respectively. They start working together but C leaves 4 days before work completion. In how many days work will done? Just look at here guys, whenever you have seen some person left the group, some person joined the group, try to use LCM method. So A can do it in 24 days, B can do it in 30 days, C can do it in 40 days. What is the LCM of 24, 30 and 40? Which whenever I have seen that 40, 40, double 80, 120, 120 is the LCM. So I am assuming that 120 units is the work. Then what is the per day work? 24 days, 120 units. So per day work is simply 5. 24 into 5 is nothing but 120, right? So 5 units per day. What is the work done per day by B? Which is nothing but 4 units. Work done by C is 3 units per day. Right, just look at here guys. They started working together but C leaves 4 days before the work completion. So I am assuming that the work line here, so this is the 4 days duration where C left. So for this 4 days, why? Because the work will complete here and C left here. So these 4 days A and B work together. So what is the work done by A? 5 units plus work done by B is 4 units. So total per day 9 units and worked for 4 days. So 36 units of work was completed in last 4 days. So 4 days. And how much work is completed? Last 4 days it is 36 units were completed and the remaining work is 120 minus 36 units, that is simply 84, right? So 84 units is completed by ABC together. So 5 plus 4 plus 3, answer is 12. So 12 got cancelled 7 times, which is nothing but 7 days the 3 members are worked together. 7 days A plus B plus C and last 4 days only A plus B. So the total work is completed in 7 plus 4, 11 days. If you are good at some LCM methods, it will be more easy for you. So just look at here guys. Anita goes to college at 20 km per hour and reaches the college by 4 minutes late. Next time she goes 25 km per hour and reaches the college 2 minutes earlier than the scheduled time. What is the distance of her school? So I am directly giving you the shortcut for this question, this type of question. Less speed, you will take more time, and if you increase your speed, you can reach the destination in sometime earlier. So whenever you are sent this type of problems, just use this formula xy by x minus y into time. This is simple shortcut, so don't use any huge comparisons and two equation oriented concepts and everything. So just simply remember this formula, it's very easy, which is nothing but x and y are speeds. So 20 into 25 divided by x minus y is nothing but 20 and 25 difference is 5. So always take the difference, not subtraction, it's a difference. So 5, 20 kilometers and 25 kilometers difference is 5 kilometers into what is the time? which is nothing but that here the time is, what is the difference between those two scenarios? Like here I am delayed by 4 minutes, here I am reaching 2 minutes earlier. So what is the total duration of the time? 6 minutes, right? So here 20 kilometer per hour, 25 kilometer per hour. So try to convert them into the hours. So 6 minutes by 60 minutes will give you the hour. Why I have taken the 6 is nothing but 4 plus 2 guys, simply. So the time difference between them. So the formula is time difference. So simply 0, 0 got cancelled, 6 got cancelled here, 5 got cancelled here 5 times. So 5 2s are 10 kilometers is the answer. So option D is correct. Yeah, thank you guys. That's it for today's session. I hope everyone learned some techniques. So please don't forget to subscribe this channel. And thank you so much. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.